to learn and connect. Same way we did with Reverend Willie Barrow. And so when Willie Barrow came and said, Mark, other than just sitting there push-up Saturday, you actually got something with my name on it. And you're doing something that I can see now.
Yeah. Amen.
Too many of our elders leave and they ain't got no legacy you can look up and see. So in the name of Willie Barrow, when she stayed here, keep going back to basics. Teaching that economics. And one of these days, maybe on Dr. King's death, declare your love for Dr. King by reenacting his poor people's campaign.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just tell poor people two things. You can have no PhD for that.
Yeah.
Just spend more of the money you spend every day in your own financial institutions to create, sustain, and increase your own jobs.
That's right.
Go to more graduations and funerals. I'm telling you, somebody, we got that power right up in here. But again, on this day in this Women's History Month, again, I could not have done what I do here in my leadership. 90% of it is because of sisters who came in here to lift me up. And give a hand to give all the sisters in the organization. I introduce all of them to you, but I'm just telling you. And so now to one who I'm going to give this Living Legacy Award because she's still living history. But I tell you, Dr. Carol Adams has been a champion and a teacher. And so she knows from which we speak, and she knows that I'm telling the truth. If we just put our heads back together, Carl, like we did before, you take these same young people who say they represent the future. I went to the election day and saw all old people on crutches. All young people, you gonna run government? You gotta vote about it. And we gotta go back and rebuild that connection again. And so, right here from these steps, Dr. Tim Black, who's been around, he trained me and Barack Obama. Right down the street on 37th. Now, I got a story I can tell too, some Obama story, but I ain't trying to get rich like that. But we got some stories we can tell. But again, in this Women's History Month, I just wanted to make sure we brought together, as Reverend Barrow challenged us to do, keep connecting the dots, Mark. And you've been around long enough that people will still respond to your call. And you know enough people now what to bring to the table, but you can't do it by yourself. And so Dr. Carol Adams has been a lifelong friend, supporter, to my conscience, to my mind. Because if your mind don't believe it, you can never go achieve it. So the mind power is first. But she's a living legend in our community and been fighting a long time. And in the spirit of Reverend Willie Barrow, Dr. Adams, in every position she's ever had, from childhood to adult, she always talked about the power of economics in building a community. And that's important. So for being a long-time freedom fighter and a friend, Dr. Adams, we're going to present you with this Living Legacy Award in the name of our teacher, the Reverend Willie Chaplain Barrow. And I want you to see the sister who said, because you know, one thing I learned about running a business, everybody can say what you need to do, but if they don't say here's the money to help you do it, it ain't serious. And so I had these other little awards we were trying to put together, and the sister said, for people like Dr. Adams, I can take a few dollars, make it go a long way. And I want her to have, Sister right here, Sister Beverly? Sister Beverly, give Sister Beverly a hand. She said, I want you to have something that represents what Living Legacy Award should look like. So the picture of Reverend Barrow, and it's from Mark Allen's chairman of National Black Wall Street, Chicago, and from Michael Carter, who's part of our affiliate from the National Black Wall Street around the country, USA. Dr. Carol Adams is a living legend and freedom fighter who's always lifted up the economic power of our community. We love you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I really just want to thank and appreciate Mark for this honor. It's a great thing that you are doing, okay? This work is so important. It's important to see the work done. Not talking about doing it, but doing it.
Yes, sir.
It's just so significant. I'm so pleased to be accepting an honor with the young women who accepted today. And you know, I'm still getting adjusted to being an elder because I do not feel like one. And I don't look like one. And I don't act like one. But I know what elders know. Okay? And I appreciate being one.
Yes, ma'am.
Because everybody ain't able.
That's right.
And so I just want to say a few things. And that is that y'all not the first young people to come along. Okay? We're just happy that you did. Okay? Glad to see you in the forefront. Glad to see you moving on. I can't wait to see what you do. Okay? And we wait for this candidate. So I think it's going to be very significant. And I think there was a lot of information that came forth, even though as many people as we wanted to vote didn't. We learned a lot from those that did, didn't we? Some people don't get the lessons. We've been trying to school them on Facebook, me and Mark, but there's many lessons to be learned from what happened yesterday. I just couldn't take the opportunity to pass it, make a little reference to Springfield since someone was talking about it, because I spent a little time there. And I thought I had been around. But I learned some things that might constitute a loss of innocence. So I want to tell you some things to be on the lookout for.
Yes, ma'am.
What I did find out was that folks get in their cars, and people that we voted for, start driving them down to Springfield. As soon as they get past 95th Street, that's whichever way they go, as soon as they get outside the city limits, they will pull over, get out their car and tie a handkerchief tightly around their heads. Then get back in the car and drive the rest of the way. Okay? They were not the people you thought you sent once they got there. They turned in the handkerchief heads before they arrived. And we were not watching. The most important thing you can do is see how the people vote that you voted for. You cannot vote for them and forget about it. If you are not keeping track of their votes, you will find that 90% of the time they are not voting in your interest. They are voting for things that hurt you, voting for things that hurt your people, voting for things that lock up and keep our young people locked up. It couldn't happen without their cooperation. Watch what the people vote for that you voted for. Go to their meetings, hold them accountable, talk about it, put them out, but let people know what they do. I begged a certain person in a certain media to start running a report card, because most of us won't do this research for ourselves, but we need a report card that says when these significant votes come up for us, how did your folks vote that you put in that office? Okay, it's very, very important. It's just a key. I want to go through a few other things because I want to be quick. We are asset rich. So we need to be asset rich and data driven when we look at how we do these things. Come with very specific plans, not just with a lot of rhetoric. This rhetoric has run out. Okay? We need to have our plan to be ready to move forward and we can fund ourselves. Okay? We're doing a lot of significant work in there. Some people who are in Springfield and other places who are helping to make it possible. There are some people on that Black Caucus who are putting us on the agenda. But it happens because you work and you go down there and you talk to people and you have to make it happen. You have to force your agenda. You have to push your agenda. It's very, very important. So because of that, we are now in the position at the DuSable Museum of being the people who are rewriting the curriculum for the schools in the state of Illinois. All the schools, okay? And I'm not talking about we getting together, writing a little one-week Black History Month curriculum. I'm talking about across all subjects, all grade levels, for all the years. We are correcting the story.
Wonderful.
Because African American history is American history, is world history. When you're not talking about us, you're not talking about anything.
Amen.
You're not talking about the beginning of the world. You're not even talking about the start of the city of Chicago if you're not talking about us. And so I tell people we do this so everybody can know the story. Do you think that's important?
Yes.
If you think it's important that people know who they are and that everybody else knows who we are, I want you to raise your hand.
Yes. Oh, yes.
If you belong to the DuSable Museum, keep your hand up.
Yes. Yes.
So how important is it really? Okay, if I had to depend on you, we got a 53-year-old institution here. If I had to depend on you to stay open, would I be open?
Yes.
Okay, that's really what you have to ask yourself. You know, Put your money where your mouth is. Support your institution. Support us. How do you think we stay open? Okay? And then what happens is everybody wants to have everything, wants to call us and have all that stuff for free. Have everything for free. Have us come, do everything, bring everything, feed you, open up, turn on the lights, put our people to work, all of that. Let's be real about institution building and institutional sustainability. Okay? I love about Mark and Carl, they're not afraid to tell you. Come on, you got to pay your way here. Okay? And I'm saying that because the one thing Dr. Burroughs said, and you all love her and you celebrate her, she taught me something really important one time. I was at the Center for Inner City Studies. I was director. I had a big idea about giving Dr. Burroughs an award. I was really proud of myself. And she came, and she said, Carol, I really like you. And I really like what you do, but I don't need another plaque. I need my museum open. And I need you all, and you know, every time she was around, she had a roll of pictures. She would give them out. She had two things she was trying to keep going, the DuSable Museum and the South Sacramento Art Center. So I learned from her.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And I learned that it's important for us to keep our institutions going. That we celebrate ourselves by doing that. So I want to make a pledge to Mark to support his efforts here with the Black Wall Street Project. You know, I want all of us to do that. I want everybody to raise their hand and said it was important that our children and ourselves know our history to become a member of the DuSable Museum.
Yes.
It's $25 for seniors. It's $25 for students. It's $40 for an individual. It's $60 for an entire family. Okay? That's all.
Wow.
You can do it online. You can text it. You can do it with your phone. You can give me a check. You can call me. You can do whatever it is. But since I'm being honored here for being in the shadows and being brought over by the Dr. Margaret Burroughs and the Reverend Willie Barrows of the world, I'm going to tell you what they would tell you. You got to support us and you got to support our institutions. It's just that it's important. Finally, I would say, in support of the work of Mark and others, if you're not at the table, you own the menu.
Say that again.
If you're not at the table, you are the menu.
Wow.
Okay, we're at the menu. We're on the menu far more than we are major negotiating force about what happens.
Come on now.
So in addition to the things we talked about today, I like the Next Generation Leadership Council, the new generation, you know, I like the things we see happening between the young and the old. Folks like me and Mark started doing this stuff when we were teenagers. Okay, and we ain't tired yet. Okay, that's my favorite one, you know, those gospel songs, I ain't tired yet. We're not tired yet. So let's work together while we have your energy and our wisdom and take this thing like we really supposed to.
Take it.